Kevin, it's a 1-0 defeat at the Impact Arena, Alfreton today. A difficult game, you know it's going to be when you come to Alfreton, given that they've been in a poor run of form, they really needed a result. But I think some disappointment on your point, because you felt we were good enough for at least a point today.
Well, at least a point. I think you look at pretty much dominated the ball again today. We haven't done the one thing you need to, and that's stick the ball in the back of the net. And we've had some good moments. A couple of fantastic opportunities in the first half. Hasn't got a goal. He's made a good save on one, and then we missed a target on the other. I think they're the two best moments of the first half. Josh has made a double save there for us, to be fair, but that's the only real thing he had to do in the game. And then for the game to be divided on what I would feel is a bit of a dubious penalty. I'd need to see it again, but I thought it was a little bit dubious at the time. It's a tough one to take because of the dominance that was shown with the ball. And like I say, I wouldn't be happy with the result, but I'm fairly content with the performance that we've shown out there today. We've, like I say, passed it well, competed well, showed good energy and quality at times. And yeah, look, we need to, like I say, take that step forward now and be turning that dominance into results.
Sure. I mean, in terms of being able to do that, or how you do that, is that just down to individual players, basically?
We've worked hard to, create good moments. We've had two good moments, certainly in the first period, maybe one or two others there where we probably should have done a little bit better with. But I thought the way we, carried the fight to Alfreton in the second period, they've had a lot of change around, and we had a look at them and where they're at, and that's sort of thrown up in the air with all the new players that they brought in and what have you like. But we adapted well enough, and we looked pretty comfortable in the game. And the lads have continued to try to move the ball in the right way, right to the final whistle. It hasn't quite happened for us, but there's a lot of effort and energy in that group, and obviously a lot of disappointment now because we felt our performance merited more.
Sure. I mean, given that you felt the performance was fairly decent, I suppose that just makes it more difficult to take. I mean, I don't think there's been any game this season where you've been outplayed by a side, has there, as far as I can see?
No, I don't think so. And it is, as I say, taking that step forward and turning possession into goals. The ball's gone across the box numerous occasions there in the second half. We haven't quite been able to get on the end of it. Plenty of corners there and restart moments where we could probably go and do a little bit better. And it just, it does highlight, and certainly at the level we're at now, at step two, you have to take your moments and chances when they come along, because if you don't, you can be on the end of results like we've experienced today here, and probably at Chorley as well. Had a lot of the ball, passed it really well, got in a lot of good moments. Probably should have moved the game away from Chorley and haven't, and ended up paying the price. And similarly today, chance to get ourselves in the box seat, haven't taken it. Refereeing decision ends up dividing the two teams, or giving them the opportunity to divide the teams. And yeah, look, you can tell in the way I'm talking, there's a degree of frustration. But the lads are working hard. They are putting good effort into what we're trying to do. They are learning, and hopefully, we take that step forward in the not too distant future to try and start winning more games.
Sure. And I know, I mean, we spoke at the start of the season, and we're trying to get across that message that this is an unforgiving division, and that you've got to be on it, and you've got to take those chances when they come. I'd heard an interview with Oren Pendley, I think, where he said that he felt perhaps in the first few games of the season that maybe we were a little bit afraid of other teams, and then some of that fear has maybe gone a little bit with some of the performances that we've had, and that feeling that if you just go out and play, that we're a good enough side at this level. But then a result like that one comes along again today to just, it's not what you'd want, but I suppose it just gives you that little bit of a slap that says you can't ever get too comfortable.
No, you can't, absolutely that. And you look at Kidderminster last week, and possibly they'll look at that and feel they deserve more out of the game. But certainly, the way we manage the ball now, those young players improving all the time, and they are, they're an exciting bunch. We've got good players to bring off the bench, and like I say, give them a chance, a moment, an opportunity. The front 11 have been doing well of late, and it's, some of those that are waiting in the wings, it's a little bit frustrating for them, but I think we've got a strong squad. But yeah, like you say, we need to start winning a few more games. That's exactly what we need to do. But certainly I would feel there's enough encouragement out there with the performances that were shown that hopefully that's not too far away.
Sure. Are those some of those players that have perhaps been on the bench? Are they sufficiently close to being selected that you would feel you'd want to give them a chance soon?
Yeah, look, there's several of them itching to get out there and play, and kind of as a manager, you want the team just to go out there and be as consistent like I say the front 11 have. And they've not really allowed any gaps to appear where they can go and take moments and chances. And you give them every chance and opportunity. We've made, like I say, substitutions, and generally all the substitutions we've made have gone on a good effect. And lots have gone on today and been positive about it. It showed that little bit of energy at a crucial time. Sometimes, as I say, you don't quite get what you deserve for your efforts, and today is probably evidence of that. Again, and that's everybody. But we can't be too down in the dumps about the situation. There's still plenty to be heartened by, as I say. Heartened by the performance, but obviously not the result.
Kevin, thanks for your time as always.
Thank you.